Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. Please relax the body. Enjoy the breath and appreciate with the mind. Reflect back to March 19th of 2020, where you were physically, where you were mentally. Were you inspired, reflective, contemplative? Continue to appreciate 220 mornings later, on January 11th of 2021, we commenced our opportunity to feel Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In that semester, we also flowed through easy evenings to make sure that we didn't forget Bhagavad Gita. Continue to appreciate the 40 days in which we actively reflected on chapters 1 through 17, training ourselves to be ready for the summary. Continue to appreciate the 66 verses we flowed through. This is essential love. Essential verses, all coming from the love of the divine. We can only give three things or three facets of what we have, who we are: resources, time, effort. Try to visualize with your eyes closed that Sri Krishna is sitting in front of you. And you ask him, have I given enough to you? What I have, what I am. And Sri Krishna smiles. He doesn't need to speak. He simply smiles, acknowledging, appreciating, accepting. You are his Shishya. You are his disciple. You are following him. See this smile inside of you. Pujaswami Tejomayananda has shared. Bali gave 3 steps. Bhagwan Vamana took all he has and all he is, and what remained was divinity. For us, if we give 3 minutes of remembering the divine, actively feeling the divine will take our experiences, our equipments, our ego, and what will remain? Existence. The most universal, the most inclusive, the most joyous existence. Inside of you, smile back at Sri Krishna. Stretch, inhale, open your eyes, and smile. We have invested 1,000 mornings, days into Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I really don't know. And I teach a lot, I travel a lot, but I really don't know if there's other systems to study Srimad Bhagavad Gita the way we are. Some are not as long, some are recorded. Ours is long and active. What is Bhagavad Gita? I am reading what Pujaswami Chinmayananda has written in the introduction of the summary. The Gita is a piece of art of strange beauty, and it stands apart from everything else in a class all by itself. It is liquid poetry expounding solid philosophy. In the fluidity of its meter, it crystallizes some of the rarest gems of moral and spiritual values. Its breezy discourses have a firm style. The fluidity, it's too hard to read Pujaswami Chinmayananda's writing. My English isn't strong enough. Of its eloquence falls like merciful rain upon every broken personality, making it whole by its magic touch. It is not a book of science, and yet it is very scientific in its approach to the theme. It is not the airy nothingness of familiar philosophical discourses, and yet all philosophies seem to meet within its ample stretch. It is the duty of science to describe life. It is the purpose of philosophy to explain life. Science describes the natural structures and processes. Philosophy attempts their explanations. Thus viewed, the Bhagavad Gita is an enchanting impossibility. It is at once a science and a philosophy, and yet, strangely enough, it is neither a scientific philosophy nor a philosophical science. In its 18 chapters, it explains a philosophy of living. And while doing so, it also expounds and demonstrates the science of living. This is one of the best explanations of what the Bhagavad Gita is that I have ever come across. From Srimad Bhagavad Gita to chapter 18. What is chapter 18? I'm coming back to Pujya Swami Chinmayananda's writings. If all are indicating the safe side, sattvic, a smooth life of maximum efficiency and definite progress in cultural evolution is promised. If we can classify ourselves in our tendencies and actions only as rajasic, we are advised to take note and be cautious. If the tendencies declare a definite tamasic temperament, better halt the vehicle and attend to the engine. This seems to be the advice of this concluding chapter. In verse 3, the first line is sharing a hypothesis to not act. This is a very literal understanding, because if one is acting, one's getting more stuck. When one reflects on this, does not take it literally, not acting doesn't work. Not acting doesn't work as a means. Not acting doesn't work as an end. Pujya Swami Tejramayananda had shared, seva is the means to enlightenment and the expression of enlightenment. And so in the second line, Shri Krishna shares, until one stops breathing, because even when one is enlightened, one has experienced moksha, one still has to act. But when one's body and breath stop, until then, one should live a life of tapa, yajna, dana. Tapa is to conserve, yajna is to channel, and dana is to create. Shri Krishna in the fourth verse now is stating how he's going to help us live tyaga in a more dynamic, comprehensive way. Nishchayam shrunu me tatra tyage bharata sattama tyago hi purusha vyagra trivida samprakirtitaha. Joy. Tatra, now, there, shrunu me, listen to me. How so? Nishchayam. Listen to my decisiveness, but you also should be listening with decisiveness. Nishchaya, determination. In our community, we have a team called Diverse Growth. Their effort is to make our community even more inclusive than it is. And so they're doing this through short surveys, long surveys, short interviews, long interviews. My wife Sheila had recently interviewed someone, and she had asked this seeker, what can our community do better at? How come you're a passive seeker and not an active seeker? And she had shared, our communities don't do enough. Our communities tend to theorize, live in the abstract, but don't apply, don't make this practical enough. And that's the beauty of this word nishchaya, that Sri Krishna is encouraging Prince Arjuna, you have to live this. So for us also, nishchaya is to practice oneness. It is for one's lifestyle to be that of oneness. Otherwise, we're still in the passive. Nishchaya does not apply to us. For those who are practicing, those whose lifestyle is oriented towards oneness, you taste the shanti, and so you just keep living like this more, practicing more. Tyage, this is the subject that I'm going to explain. You are Bharata Sattama. You are the best. The best in your family, your potential is the best. He shares again. Tyaga, Purusha Vyagra, you are a tiger. You are the strongest of the strong. This Tyaga is Trivida, of three kinds. As soon as the word Trivida, Vibhaga is used, we have a framework. We have to identify where we are on this chart and rise. Samprakirtitaha, I will explain this. Final reflection. Tyaga, at the highest level, is letting go of deservership. How do I start to train in that? Coming down, letting go of dislikes. Obviously included in that is likes. How do I train myself in that? Letting go of dependence, particularly on the future. Results are in the future tense. Results are out of my control. To not depend on that. That framework works. If I let go of dependence, I will be training in letting go of dislikes. That will be training in letting go of deservership, which is training for letting go of doership. That's sannyasa. I will share a few more reflections on this verse and then begin this framework on how we can live letting go. From inspiration to application, your application was to wear Sri Krishna. How many of you did? Yes, I got to see Meena from Boston, Tulasi from Springfield, Shobha from Chantilly. They showed me how they were wearing Sri Krishna and they looked much better. They're already good looking. Makeup helps them also, but that wearing of Sri Krishna was the best. I was sharing with myself and with Vyasa particularly about why he can't see Sri Krishna's face. He's usually seeing Sri Krishna's face. I had shared that someone had painted this for me, communicating that we are following Sri Krishna. He's in front, we're behind. If we're behind, we can't see his face then, correct? A very thoughtful painting. So this is how I was wearing Sri Krishna. Your application for this morning is, I want you to rate how nishchaya you are. 1 is awful, 100 is awesome. Rate, are you practicing oneness? Is your lifestyle doing enough towards Advaita? Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. I offer my prayers to Sri Krishna to continue to grace us in the form of guidance to moksha or liberation. Be joyed.